picture this. You've just built an amazing website in Divi. You spent a lot of time crafting the design, making sure that the font types are all consistent, the background images, the background colors all match the branding. You then hand it off to your customer, give them access to Divi to make some changes, hoping that they'll only make small text changes. You come back in a month and the whole site is wrecked. The font sizes are all different. The colors are just bonkers. Soul destroying, isn't it? I've experienced this in the past. And then I went on to actually building custom themes using ACF and just gave the ability for the users to use ACF. Now, we have a solution for you in Divi. Introducing our newest plugin, Divi Hand-Off. Divi Hand-Off helps you to hand off the project to your customers and know with certainty that they're not going to destroy the site. Let me just walk you through quickly how it does that. This is not a documentational video, it's just a simple to show you the power of what it does. So, we have this website over here, which we've created, and this is all done with Divi Hand-Off and Divi. What the customer sees is this. They can change images, text. They can reorder the layouts. So they can create pages. They can adjust where they want things on the page. They can adjust the content on the page, but they cannot adjust the design. And that is the power of Divi Hand-Off. Restrict the design. I mean, they can change. So let me rephrase that. They can't change the design that you do not want them to change. So there is ways to allow them to change like the font color or the font size, but that's up to you and not up to them. So you basically create ACF or SCF flexible fields. You then, for each section, so let's say you want to have a slider, you create a flexible field called slider. You then add a repeater field in the flexible field. And then in there, you can then add the title, the description, and the image, for example. Then you create a corresponding Divi Hand-Off layout. In the Divi Hand-Off layout, you build out how it's going to look visually in the Divi Builder. You then use a combination or only of our modules or the Divi native modules to then assign the ACF, SCF custom fields so they map together. So for example, on this page over here, we have this first banner and then the text. Well, here we go. So this is actually, let me just get it for you. Divi Hand-Off layouts, slider card in here. I'm just going to edit it. So here we have a Divi Hand-Off text module, and in here we are assigning the ACF field. So for each repeated section, so for each, for example, different car, it will then show the first banner or second banner text depending on what it is. You can also add a background. So for example, we've added a background on the row. Divi Hand-Off settings, you can choose a background image over there. So this isn't a documentational video, so I'm just kind of showing you briefly, but basically you can then assign. So you do the design in Divi, and then you assign the values of what that corresponds to. So when the customer adds a new section, adds text, adds an image, we then map that to the Divi layout that you've created, and then that gets displayed on the front end. In order for this to work, you've got to enable Divi Hand-Off on the page. So make sure you've got that enabled on the page. Then you can restrict content, like access. So you can see the Divi Builder is not on this website, on this page. And that's because we've restricted the content in our settings. So if you go over to Divi Engine, Divi Hand-Off, user restriction. So we've just restricted on all the pages that you have this enabled. we will then disable the Divi Builder for a specific user group. So you can give your customers editor user role, for example, and then all editors cannot edit the Divi Builder or do it for everybody like we have. So the power, and there's loads of settings that you to do, hide the header, hide the footer. You can also inject content, layouts. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there, which I'm not going to go into. The main thing you need to know about this video is that the ease and the peace of mind knowing that you can hand off the project to a customer without having to do a deep dive educational session on how to use a Divi Builder, especially now with the Divi 5. I love Divi 5, don't get me wrong, but imagine you spent all this time educating your customers on Divi 4. Now you're going to have to jump to Divi 5. It's hard enough to educate them just on using WordPress sometimes. So with Divi Hand-Off, just focus on educating them on how to use WordPress, how to use ACF, how to reorganize the content, and hand it off to them knowing that your website is going to be looked after. They can add more pages, they can adjust the order, they can update the content, but they can't destroy the website. And that is the beauty of Divi Hand-Off. So, have a play with it. Let us know what you think. If you have any ideas, any feature ideas, or anything you want to mention to us, get in touch and we'd love to hear from you. We really, really love our customers and our Divi Engine family. We have loads more in store. That's for another video. So stay safe and have a great week. Bye.